Hey guys, we are back. I want to start off before we do anything else with a big thank you to everyone um, who wished me well when I wasn't feeling so good. So I very much appreciate that. I see Art Blade and Big Peter here. Great to see you guys. It's been what, 2 weeks? Feels like longer. But yeah, it's good. Definitely good to be back and COVID free. That was a miserable couple of weeks, I'll tell you. If you can avoid it, I highly recommend doing so. Our Blade says, "I was just thinking how you're holding up." Yeah, I'm doing fine now. It was like the first 5 days were the worst, and then it just gradually got better. Um, I went back and forth on streaming last week, but I just didn't want to push it. I would have been still coughing and sputtering, and it just wouldn't have gone well. So I decided to put it off another week. Ian Creech is here. Hey, all. Good to see you, Ian. Thanks so much for stopping. I hope everybody's having a good holiday season. Certainly better than mine has been, at least. And for the record, I believe I'll be staying home for Christmas and avoiding any family gatherings. The man turtle says, "Hi, Mr. Wisher. Glad you made it through." Yeah, me too. I was a little bit, you hear so much about it, on the news, and everybody, ending up in the hospital and all that stuff. But I was a little bit nervous the first few days when I had a fever, but once the fever broke, I was fine. Well, mostly fine. But yeah, it was definitely a miserable experience. So I can say with complete confidence that I'm not at all anxious to do it again anytime soon. Well, enough about that. I want to give you guys a quick update. I finally got the fifth book cover for the series I'm going to be putting on Kickstarter, so I can get started on that hopefully tomorrow. The plan is to launch it the second week of January, and I'm also going to every week while the Kickstarter is going, I'm going to be releasing one of the audiobooks on my YouTube channel. Each week, I'll make it live after our live stream, so that should be fun. If I thought about it, I would have uploaded the first the book one book cover, but I didn't. I completely forgot. Might be able to. Let me see. Nope. Well, maybe. Let's bear with me, guys. I'm trying to find my book cover here. See if I can upload it and share it with you. Oh, not there. Here we go. Sharky Sharkums is here. Good to see you. Hello, my friend. Just saying hi, and that I think you will be happy to know that I'm still writing. Yes, I'm very happy to know. Here we go. I got it. This is the the cover for book one of my new series. So I'm curious to see what you guys think. It's sort of set in uh, a, a world based on, or very loosely based on, ancient Rome. So this is book one. I think it turned out really well. Our Blade says looks awesome. Good. I'm glad you like it. I was really pleased with how this series turned out, so hopefully everybody will enjoy it. Sharky Sharkum says I like it. Ian Creech says I think it looks really good. Okay, good. Everybody seems to be liking it, so that's always a plus. I'll pop it down now and I'll throw it up again at the end of the stream so anybody that arrives later can see it. So on a slightly sad note, what do I see? Easy to recognize ancient Roman plains too. Hee Hee Ha says, hello, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping. Rizzy111 says, Zeppelins looks promising. Yeah. Alchemy-based flying machines. Sort of Zeppelin-ish. I call them dragon ships in the book because they got the front of them looks like a dragon. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but just lately, Kirstie Alley died. I remember watching her in Cheers. That was kind of sad when I see she died. It's been a rough year for celebrities I grew up with. Seems like we lose one every couple of weeks. Hee Hee Ha says, really? Big Pete says, notifications didn't work. I'm here now. What was that cover, your new series? Yes, that was the cover to book one of the series I'm going to be launching on Kickstarter next month. I'll pop it back up just a second in case you didn't get a good look. Zatraxis is here. Good to see you. Did you ever plan to make a TV show out of one of your book series? I don't think anybody actually plans to make a TV show out of one of their series. It's really something other people, if somebody offered to make a TV show, I wouldn't say no. But do you think George R. R. Martin is going to finish his books before he dies with all the stuff he's going on? I have my doubts, I'll be honest with you, and I'm not buying any more until he does. I've given up. I don't trust him to finish it, and yeah, I've moved on to other writers. Hee Hee Ha says, what's it about? The series it follows an alchemist who's trying to stop an evil cult from destroying the empire. They travel all over the place. There's a big organization of lots of villains. I don't want to give away too much, but it's a lot of fun, I think. Joe just finished doing the edits on the 5th book 2 weeks ago. It's when I was sick that they came in, I know. Artblade says, agree. The news almost every other day mentioning someone who died that we knew. Actors, writers, and other celebrities. Yeah, it's been pretty depressing. I'm hoping next year won't be so bad. Ursula T says, hello, sir. Greetings. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Rizzy111 says, cool. There was an anime with dragon hunters that were traveling in zeppelins and they were eating the dragons. Also very sad to hear about Kirstie Alley's death. Yeah. I saw that. That was Dancing with Dragons or something like that. I haven't watched it, but I heard of it. He says 20th century vibes. Yeah, not really. It's very old timey, but it does have flying ships in it. So I suppose it's a little bit. I suppose a teensy bit modern. Big Pete says, I don't understand Kickstarter really. I'm going to need a long talking book series of yours soon. I have the Portal Wars. What do you recommend? I suppose the next longest series I've written would be The Aegis of Merlin, which is urban fantasy. And if you like the more medieval stuff, probably the Dragonspire Chronicles. And if you're looking for something on YouTube, the Divine Key trilogy is on here. That's fantasy. The Taxi says, "Do you think there will be a book streaming service, but not audiobooks?" You mean like where you can read all you want? That's sort of like Kindle Unlimited. It's I think $12, $10 or $12 a month, and you can read all the books you want in it. Yeah, but if that's what you mean, then yes, they do have something that's kind of similar. Isaiah Ennis says, "How are you doing?" Good. I'm completely over. I'm completely over the COVID I had, so I'm back to full strength, such as it is. Big Pete says, "Dragonspire it is. I'll get the missus to start it now. I've listened to the other one. Cheers." Yeah, Dragonspire is not on YouTube yet, so you'll have to buy it at wherever it's posted. I haven't got the rights to it yet. I should get those back, I think, in 3 years from Tantor, who's got the audiobook rights to it at the moment. Ian Creech says, "I went back to The Magician by Raymond Feast. Read it when I was young. It's way better than I remember. Totally recommend it to anyone." Absolutely, I second that. I've read all of the Rift War books by Raymond Feast. They're very good. Art Blake says, "All you can read." Yeah, that's basically what Kindle Unlimited is. There's also let me think. There's a couple of other ones. Shoot, I can't think of the name of them at the moment, but there's a couple of for one fee you get all the ebooks you can read. Plus libraries. You can always get ebooks from the libraries. It's basically the same thing, only it's completely free. Artblade says he really liked The Magician too. Yeah, it was a really good series. I think there's like 25 or 30 books altogether in the Rift War saga. He says, "How long have I been writing?" In March, I'll start my 8th year, so almost 8 years, or 7.75 years, give or take, something like that. Yeah, let's see, 2015. I think 2015 is when I published my first book, so 5, 6, 7 years. It's been 7. I'll be starting 8 next year, so a little while. Not as long as a lot of people. I really feel like I'm just starting to get the hang of it, honestly. It's one of those things where it takes a while to really settle in and figure out your process and what you like to do, what you don't like to do. Let's see. Sharky Sharpson says, "I'm going on about a year. Still haven't finished the first book, though." Yeah, the first book takes a while. I remember no one will ever see the very first thing I wrote. I spent I don't know how long on it, and it was still garbage. I've actually been writing since 96 when I was a senior in high school. I've only been publishing since 2015, so maybe I misunderstood the question. I thought you meant since how long I'd been indie publishing. Arblade said, "I started out young, but not too young as a writer. Still got plenty of time to keep them coming." Yeah, that's the plan. This year should be 6 books, at least 6 books. So I'm quite looking forward to seeing the reaction to the new series. Hopefully it does better than the Divine Key trilogy, which was a pretty solid flop. We'll see. Somebody was asking up here. Oh, Big Pete was asking. He didn't really understand Kickstarter. It's basically just a way, for me at least. For some people, they crowdfund their books to pay, so they can pay for stuff. But for me, it's just a way to collect pre-orders. I get 90% of the money on like Amazon, where I get 70. So it just it's also a good way if you want to offer like signed paperbacks or signed hardcovers. They handle, collecting all the data and, help you keep track of processing orders and stuff. That way you don't lose track of anybody. It's I've enjoyed it. I've done two of them, two small ones now for different books in my Aegis of Merlin series. So I'm curious to see how releasing a 5-book series all at once does. Steve Bopp says, looking forward to my new books. Oh, that's great. I'm glad to hear it. And glad you could make it to the live stream. Arblade says, your divine key chose you. Yes. I remember commenting on the first book that it took me some time getting into it, but once I got into it, I was hooked. Pity it didn't do so well. Yeah, it definitely was a pity it didn't do so well, but it's actually done really well, or fairly well, on YouTube in audiobooks. I think I'm over 100,000 views on it on YouTube. So it's still paying its way. It's just not paying its way as fast as I'd like. Zatraxa says, what do you think about the different approaches to feedback from different authors? For instance, Pastor Crothus gives his books to beta readers. I know some people like to do that. I don't. I write the book. It goes to my editor. She goes through the copy edits. I fix them. I send it back for a proofread to catch any typos I may have added, and then it goes to Joe to be recorded in audio, and then I listen to the audio, and I'll usually catch 3 or 4 typos in that. But yeah, I don't use beta readers. I never thought that was a particularly good idea. Plus, you have to trust them enough that they won't take what you give them and post it and claim it's their own, which is, in this day and age, it's hard to know who you can trust or that sort of thing. I know some people use beta readers instead of editors. They just have like 5 or 10 people who will read it. Excuse me. Catch the typos and stuff, but it's never been anything that I wanted to try. Okay. Time for a question from me to you guys. For those of you old enough to remember, how many people here are Kirstie Alley fans, and how many are Shelley Long fans from Cheers? I actually didn't like either one of them. I was a fan of what's his name, Frasier's second wife. I know Bebe Neuwirth played her, but I can't think of her name. Come on, Lilith Crane. Oh my God, she was the most severe woman on there, but I found her quite amusing. We got, let's see, 12 people watching. Better than last time. Artblade says he remembers Cheers but wasn't that much into it. Yeah, I liked Cheers. I thought it was pretty funny. Shelley the Blonde, she was awkward yet funny yet annoying. Yeah. Ursula T has no idea. When was Cheers on? I think it was in the 80s. Shelley Long actually quit Cheers to go make movies, and that didn't actually work out very well for her. Darwin Dominguez is here. Good to see you. Greetings. How you doing? I'm good. COVID is gone. I am back to 100%. And thanks very much for all the well wishes. Ian Creech says Cheers has a good theme song too. Yeah, sometimes you want to know that everybody knows your name, sort of like our live stream. Rizzy111 says he liked Christy Alley better. Big Pete says Cheers was a long time ago for most. Classic time for USA TV. Yes, absolutely. I think it did really well in reruns too. Darren says, didn't know you had COVID. Hope you're doing well. Drink lots of liquid. Yeah, I did while I was. It's I'm completely over it now, so no need to worry. Steve Bob says the bar was a home away from home. LOL. Yeah. They did a thing at the place that was the basis of Cheers on one season of Top Chef, and they had Norm come in to judge. I forget what it was. Something they were making. Probably beer. I don't know. Sherry Freeman says making Christmas candy and cookies and listening. And she liked Christy Alley. Okay, very good. Looks like Christy's in the lead. And glad to hear you're making candy and cookies. 'Tis the season, I suppose. Sharky Sharkum says, random statement ahead. The book I am writing is about an alien race that has lived through 7 cycles of the universe, going through the Big Bang crunch cycles. Wow, they must be sturdy aliens if they survive that. Big Pete says it was a big here in the UK also. Everybody knew the catchphrases. Norm, yeah. That's very cool. I suppose I could see it being big in the UK and Ireland kind of area. Just there's kind of a pub crawl, drinking culture over there. I could definitely see it being popular. I'm actually surprised there isn't like a British version of it. Or maybe there is. I really don't know. Ian Craich says Christy for sure. All right. Definitely a Christy Alley crowd here. Very good. Big Pete says a shared booze culture. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Because you always think of, at least I do, pubs being a big thing in England and in that part of the world. So, leaving aside my question, who was everyone's favorite character from that? Was if it was one of the ladies, that's cool. Or for me, it was always I found Norm to be very amusing. I remember the one where he came in late, and there was somebody on his bar stool, and he goes up to him. He says, "I'm Norm," and they say, "Oh, that's nice to meet you. What do you do?" He says, "I sit there." That was one of my favorite lines. Big Pete says Norm. Okay. Forks and Spoon says Woody, Norm, and Carla. Yes, I like Carla. She was kind of a smartass. Woody was funny too. Woody Harrelson. I think of everyone, he might have gone on to become the biggest star. John D says Cliff. Yeah, Cliff was funny. Big Pete says the one where he fakes a heart attack so he can get his seat back. LOL. Yep. Ian Creek says probably Norm and Carla. Yep. I think everybody liked Norm. He had a lot of really good one-liners when he'd come into the bar. I don't know where it was. It might have been on a YouTube video. They said George Wendt, the guy that played Norm, would never tell him what he was going to say when he came in on his entrance. You know, his little comment, and just so that their reaction would be honestly surprised. Steve Bop says Carla made me laugh. Yeah, she was funny, and her husband, he wasn't in there very often, but he was kind of good too. The actor who played Cliff had a bit part in one of the original Star Wars movies. Oh, no kidding. What was his name? I can't remember. Rizzy111 says, honestly, I like the bartender. Sam or Coach? Which bartender did you like the best? There was three. Woody was a bartender too, so I liked Coach. He was he played kind of dumb funny. Rizzy says, I started watching because of him. Yep. I'm going to assume you're talking about Sam, since he was the main star. Hopefully nothing happens to Ted Danson anytime soon. He's got to be getting up there in his 70s by now. Let's see. Rurokar says, hi, James. Glad to see you're well again. Yes, I'm happy. I'm very happy to be here with you guys and feeling well again as well. Ian Creech says, you got snow up there. Yes, I do. Just before we went live, the snowplow went up. We don't have much, but we got enough to have the snowplows going out today. And it looks like we're going to get some more later next week. So it looks like I'm going to have a white Christmas this year. Probably shoveling or snow blowing in the morning, depending on how much we get overnight, which is okay. It's that time of year. Plus, it's good exercise, so. Rizzy says, Sam. Yep, that's what I figured. Sam Mayday Malone. I haven't watched an episode of Cheers in I don't know how long. I'm not even sure what channel would have it at this point. Not that I have regular TV anymore. I wonder if Hulu has it. That seems like something Hulu would have. Okay, next question. For those of you guys who like Norm, do you have a favorite entrance? Normism? I think they call them Normisms. One of my favorites is he came in and said, it's a dog-eat-dog world and I'm wearing Milk-Bone underwear. Oh, and another side note. Rurokar says, I have no idea what that is. A normism? Normism is what Norm said in Cheers when he would first come into the bar, and everybody said Norm, and then he would say something funny, a little like a one-liner. Big Pete says, life was treating him like a diaper or something like that. I can't really remember. Yeah. There was a lot of them where he said how life was treating him. There's a whole compilation of them on YouTube. It's like 15 or 20 minutes of just Norm coming in, saying his line, and then sitting on his stool. And Ian Creech says Hulu, Amazon, and YouTube Prime. All right. I have YouTube Prime. I ought to be able to find it. Oh, maybe you're thinking of the one where Norm comes in and Coach asks him, how's life treating you, Norm? And Norm says, like, I slept with his wife. Rurikars, oh, okay. I only know that show exists, but nothing else. I gotcha. It was quite a while ago. It's probably 30 years ago it was on, so maybe longer. So where do you guys stand on Christmas cartoons? Every year it was on broadcast TV. I always watched the Peanuts Christmas cartoon. They even did our local theater company actually did a Charlie Brown Christmas play. Sharky Sharkum says I never watched Cheers. You're missing out. If you can find it on reruns, I highly recommend it. It was really funny. It was the play, the Charlie Brown play was set like 30 years or something like that after the show, and Art Blade says Die Hard. Bruce Willis is my Christmas cartoon. Yes, Die Hard is an excellent Christmas movie. I've seen it many, many times. I used to have it on VHS back when I had a VCR. Sharky Sharkum says I'll give it a try. Cheers. Yeah, I think you'll like it. It was a huge hit. I think it won a bunch of Emmys too. Steve Bob says Charlie Brown and Snoopy. Yeah, that's a classic. Requires no cartoons in this, but in this household, Little Lord Fauntleroy is a must-watch. Okay, I'm gonna go back and say I have no idea who that is. Big Pete says the snowman voiced by Alan Jones is part of Christmas here in the UK. Other than that, it's The Great Escape. Sherry Freeman says, stop reminding me how old I am. I like the old cartoons. Sorry, I wasn't trying to make you feel old. I like the old cartoons too. Sharky Sharkum says, some cartoons I love are Ninja Scroll, Vampire Hunter D, and Akira. Yeah, I like all those, but I'm not sure they count as Christmas cartoons. Ian Creech says Andor is really good. I'm hoping good. Art Blade says I got all three of those Die Hard in a box. Binge watching those is a must for Christmas. Yep. How many Die Hards are there? I think there might be 4 or 5 now, aren't there? Yeah. By the way, just completely unrelated or semi-related side note. Very sad to hear Bruce Willis has lost his ability to speak, and so he can't do any more acting. It's horrible. I forget where I heard that, but Steve Bob says Snoopy and the Red Baron. Yeah, love Snoopy versus the Red Baron. Ian Creech says I like to watch Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter around Christmas time. Yeah, I could see that. Sharky Sharkup says, right, those aren't Christmas cartoons. My bad. No big deal. Just really, Ian Creech says, really, Andor was really good, by the way. Okay, good. When season 3 of The Mandalorian comes out, I will get Disney Plus and I'll binge watch all the shows for the last year or so. Rizzy says the TV companies play Home Alone ad nauseum. Yes, I remember watching Home Alone back in the day. It was pretty good, but I certainly wouldn't want to watch it ad nauseum. Once a year is plenty. Robert Davigny. I'm sure. I'm very sorry for mispronouncing your name, but and I'm not even going to try and Urusca Joe for Christmas. I have no idea what that is. He says, just kidding. Ursula T says, I like the old cartoons too. Yeah. I like How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Boris Karloff doing the voice. Rich says, appreciate your writing. Hey, thanks very much. I appreciate you appreciating it. Mohammed Laving says, have I watched Wednesday yet? Oh, no. What streaming service has that? I only have Amazon Prime and Crunchyroll at the moment. Rurikar says, Little Lord Fauntleroy is a movie from 1980 with Alec Guinness. It's always on TV during Christmas time, and the whole family watches it each year. We know every word, but still watch. Haha. Yeah, I'm the same way with the Christmas Carol. I know all the words to that. I'll have to look that up, see if I can find it. Might be interesting. I like Alec Guinness. Sharky Sharkum says, I think Home Alone is better left how you remember it from childhood. No need to watch it again, LOL. Yeah, you might be right. There's a lot of things that seem better from childhood when you watch them again. Mohammed Laving says, Netflix has Wednesday. Yeah, I don't have Netflix at the moment, so probably won't be watching that. Maybe I'll find some highlights on YouTube. Artblade says Die Hard 1988, 1990, 1995. I didn't bother with 2007, and 2013 was really more of a try hard, so I'd rather stick with the first two, maybe three. Which is the one with Timothy Olyphant? I thought that one was pretty good. Sherry Freeman says Burl Ives voices the snowman. Yes. Was that from Rudolph? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, or was that Frosty the Snowman? I can't remember. Rich says we watched The Christmas Story. Oh my God! You can't get away from Christmas Story here. I think it's on like 4 channels from Christmas Day, from like morning till midnight. I didn't never particularly care for that movie. Robert says it's a pretty adult anime. It's recommended for children, but just finished your Portal War series. Very entertaining. Enjoyed them. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Forks and Spoon says, is there an ETA on your next YouTube audiobook release? I'm currently surviving on short sci-fi stories culled from Reddit. They're getting old pretty quick. Yes. I will be posting a new book. The one I just showed you the cover for. This one. This will be going up the second Sunday in January. I'll be launching my Kickstarter at the same time for this series, and I'll be adding one. There's a 5-book series. I'll be adding one new book every week until all 5 are up. So, yep. I'm not sure what the date is. The 8th, I think, maybe January 8th, something like that. 8th or 9th. Robert says Christmas Story is the best. Mohammed Lamy says, do you watch Family Guy? I used to watch it. I haven't in a while. Sometimes I'll watch like highlight reels on YouTube where they have all the funny bits based on a particular theme. Steve Bob says Frosty the Snowman. I haven't actually watched that one in a long time. Rural Car says, my message got cut off. LOL. I enjoyed 2007 Die Hard. Is that the one with Timothy Olyphant? I can't remember. Sherry Freeman says Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yeah, that's what I was pretty sure that was who it was. Burl Ives was in. Artblade says, James, the Timothy Olyphant one is Live Free or Die Hard, which happens to be the one from 2007. I might check it out now that you recommended it. Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't as good as the first two, but it was still pretty good. And of course, I'm a Timothy Oliphant fan, so that probably has something to do with why I enjoyed it. He was great and Justified, and I know it didn't get particularly good reviews, but I really enjoyed his version of the Hitman, Agent 47. Sharky Sharkum says, do you watch any Adult Swim cartoons? I love Aqua Teen Hunger Force, for instance, when I need to escape and laugh for a bit. No, I haven't watched any of those. I watched a couple of times. I watched Space Ghost Coast to Coast, but yeah, no, I don't really watch that. Not really my cup of tea. Mohammed Levy says, my thoughts on the World Cup. My thoughts are I don't particularly like soccer, so I don't watch it. I forget who said it. Somebody on one of the videos I watch. He said, as Americans, it's our God-given right not to be excited about anything we're not good at. I thought that was a pretty funny line. Sharkum says, I love Space Ghost. Oh, good. Rurikar says, Artblade 2007 Die Hard is for sure better than 2013. Personally, I rate it better than 2, but not as good as 1 and 3. Well, to be fair, 2013 was horrible, so... No, on a side programming note, I have decided that I'm going to keep 4 o'clock as our regular streaming time going forward. So I'm not going to be doing the noon one anymore. It's just going to be 4 o'clock every week. Ian Creech says Timothy Oliphant is good in Deadwood, and Deadwood is excellent. Yes, I love. I've seen Deadwood. It is very good. Arblet says, thanks, guys. I'll try to get it on DVD Blu-ray. Very good. So does anybody have any Christmas show recommendations that we haven't talked about yet? I'm always looking for something good to watch. So if you want to post it, we'll discuss in our last 15 minutes. Brandon P says, hi, James. I'm glad I made it for the last 20 minutes. Hope you're feeling better after the last couple weeks. Yeah, I'm completely back to normal. So yep, no problems here. All I have is the usual winter dry throat, and that's just because the air is so dry. So not a problem. Thanks very much for the thoughts. I know a bunch of you guys commented on my community post wishing me well, and that's very much appreciated. So thank you for that. Muhammad Levy says, not a Christmas show, but Reacher on Prime was awesome. Yes, that's definitely me on my to-be watch list. Big Pete says, I stopped watching TV about 5 years ago, apart from the odd bit here and there. Yeah, I don't watch much TV myself. I do watch anime, and I like to watch videos on YouTube, but I haven't watched regular TV probably in a year and a half. I know was it May? I think it was May. I canceled my my DirecTV subscription, and I haven't missed it. Sherry Freeman says, any Dolly Parton Christmas special? Yeah, my mom used to love those. She'd watch them every year. I'm not a huge country music fan myself, so. Sharky Sharkum says, what are my favorite animes? Let's see. Full Metal Alchemist is definitely one of my favorites. Let's see. Oh, Overlord. I love Overlord. That's a great anime. Um, there's a lot of them I like. Brandon says, "Will the Soul Force comic be released as a graphic novel when more chapters are out?" It will be. It's gonna be. There's 3 arcs, and I'll be releasing them as they're done digitally and on my YouTube channel and as a motion comic. Then when all 3 arcs are done, I'll compile them into a single file and do a Kickstarter for it. It's probably going to be around 120 pages, give or take. Rurikar says, writing question. Have you ever thought about writing a reader's choice story? I have a few where, as a reader, decide what happens and jump to that page and chapter, or have software do it for me. Yeah, I thought about doing a choose your own adventure path story, but when I looked into it, it looked really complicated, and I'm not sure how big a market there is for it. They do have some that are like almost like a video game with illustrations and things like that. Rizzy says family friendly. Let me look back, see if I can see what you're asking about. I'm not sure what you're asking is family friendly, but Art Blade, haha, Pete. I disconnected my TV over 20 years ago, hence the DVD Blu-ray collection. I've got over 1,500 discs. Wow, that is a huge collection. When I was a kid, before we got cable TV, I think I must have had 300 or 400 VCR discs, cassettes in my collection, but I don't even have a VCR anymore. So I maybe have 50 or 60 DVDs of stuff that are my favorites, but yeah. I mostly watch YouTube and anime for me. Big Pete says YouTube caters for my hobbies, which takes TV out of the equation. Having said that, Reacher was quite good, and Italian series called Gomorrah was great. I never heard of the second one. Rorokar says most of the ones I have are through Choice of Games. Apparently, they provide good tools to implement the choices. It's fun to play their books. I'll have to look it up. Big Pete says, good man, Art Blade. It's mostly nonsense on TV. And way too many ads, yes. Ian Creech, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Yeah, I remember watching that. I didn't like it as well as the other one, the first one. But that was quite good. I like Chevy Chase. He was on a podcast with Bill Maher just lately, I think. I think it was Chevy Chase, but I'm not. Don't quote me on that. I lose track. Let's see. Brandon P says, have you seen the images from the James Webb Space Telescope? Yeah, some of those are really cool. They almost look like paintings. The purples and the blues, and very, very cool. You can actually download those for free and use them because it's a government thing. So you can get them for free. You use them for like background on your computer screen or whatever. Rizzy101 says, you asked about Christmas shows. Oh, family friendly or anything goes. As an example, I love Akira, but it is not family friendly. Was Akira set during Christmas? I can't remember. But no, any kind of Christmas shows. I don't know if there are any kids watching, but I'm pretty sure it's all adults here. So as long as it's not anything too naughty, we should be good. We've been talking about Die Hard after all. That's not sure how family friendly that is. Although I shouldn't say, I think I was about 8, and I talked my parents into letting me watch the original RoboCop. So talk about not family friendly. That was maybe one of the most violent movies I've ever seen. Intentionally over the top. They made it that way. So yeah. Anyway, I was talking about the new books that were coming out. They'll be out. It'll be out the second week in January. It'll be book 1, then the third week, fourth week, and so on until all 5 are out. Mohammed says we need a James E. Wisher podcast with some other authors being brought on the show. Yeah, in the next year, I'm definitely planning on bringing on some more guests. So that should be fun. Artman Blade says, "Oh man, RoboCop! I love the shot through the skirt between the legs. Great film. Yeah, that was good. I remember being absolutely horrified when he hit that guy that came out of the toxic waste with his car, and he just sort of exploded." Steve Bob says, "Miracle on 32nd Street." I think that's the one. Ian Creech is good negotiations on the RoboCop. Haha, yeah. River says, I saw a post about JWST this morning where they apparently analyzed the red shift of the galaxy and concluded that it's 13.4 billion years old when the galaxy was just 0.3 billion years old. Fascinating. It's amazing what they what they learn, the scientists learn. Or sometimes I wonder if they're not just guessing, to be honest with you. Arblade says, haha, yes, awesome. I actually bought RoboCop for Christmas many moons ago. Oh, cool. Big Pete says, It's a Wonderful Life is a classic. Yeah. Haven't watched that in a long time. Robocar says, or the universe is 0.3 billion years old, rather. Somehow I imagine it's older than that, but I don't know. Definitely one of those questions we'll probably never actually know the answer to. RoboCop 2 was actually one of the few movies I can remember where it was a sequel that was still pretty good. That crazy drug addict guy there was after the nuke. He was a mess. Wasn't one of them? Wasn't one of the gangsters like a little kid or something? It's been a long time. I can't remember. Mohammed Levy says, "I'll see you next week." Bye. Oh, all right. See you then. Actually, we're getting pretty close to the end of our live stream anyway. So, unless anybody has any more questions about anything, I might wrap this up. Rurikar says, no, I was just correcting my earlier post. The 13.4 billion year old galaxy meant that we see what it looked at when the universe was. Okay, I got you now. I'll be honest, science was never my best subject in school. Science and math were just right over my head, most of it. I made it to chemistry in high school science, and that was the end of it for me. Ursula T says, one of my favorites, High Society, Bing Crosby and Frank Sinatra. I haven't seen that one, though I like both of those guys. Artblade says, thank you for the show. Stay safe and all that. Yeah, you guys too, especially if you're going to see family or whatever. Be on the lookout for anybody that's feeling under the weather. You never know what you might run into. All right. It was great talking to everybody. It was nice to get back together again. And I will see you guys this time next week. Take it easy and see you next time. Bye.